weeks of delay in getting the bronze ribbon, but I finally got the frame all put back together again, the refinishing done, and it's time to get serious with the upholstery. With the spring stitched into the webbing and a new edge wire clipped into place, I've been using what's known as the English double return tie. I'll start by tacking in 2 pieces of twine to the back rail. I've got one 3 feet long and one around 6.5 feet long. I'm going to start at this 3rd coil down. Rather than knot this cord, I'm going to bring it with a wrap that I can adjust. I'll go over the top of the wire and then back under it. And I can pull this and adjust the positioning of the spring. Alright, I'll push this down to height. Make sure the spring is standing upright. Looks good. I'll knot this off. It's important when I'm straining this cord to make sure that I'm pulling at the desired finished height. I'm going to pull this back and line up the placement on this 2nd spring. I need to look straight down through the center and make sure it's upright, compressed at the proper height, and I'll knot this off. Okay, I'm going to pull that cord again and make sure I'm in place. Looks good. I'll knot this one off. I'm going to pull ahead and I'll go to this next spring. After this tie is made, I can take the cord and pull it down into the front rail and draw these springs down until I can get 8 inches of height right here. Pull that down, wrap around my nail, and secure it in place. Next, I'll take the short cord and I'll tie into both of these knots, working my way backwards. Alright, I'll tie on to the back side of this coil and pull it into position. When I'm finishing off this front, it's very easy for these twines to slip out from under the tack head, so I've been backing them up with these 3/4 inch staples. I'll start here by coming back onto the next coil, and I need to make a clove hitch here to keep my return string going back towards the front. I'll pull this down to the proper height and Tighten it in place. Just under 8 inches is right. This next tie is important because it establishes the placement of the edge wire. And again, make sure when you establish where you make your ties to have the springs pressed down to desired height. I'll pull this down and tack it at 4 inches. Okay, I'll return this twine up here and pull this back down to level. Okay, pull this down to the tack and wrap up this row. With the springs in place front to back, tying side to side is pretty straightforward. Keep the springs upright, cord tight in between, and then dress it off on the side. Alright, with all the diagonal ties in place, I'll trim these ends, and that's a wrap on spring in this seat.